Hello beautiful souls and welcome. Today's Pick a Card Tarot and Oracle reading is about what we can expect for the month of March 2021. It has been a while since I have done a monthly prediction, but I am excited to tap into the energy and see what this month holds for us. Now, a general disclaimer. This is a reading for the collective conscious, so if things do not resonate, just leave it behind. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, it may mean that your message is spread out throughout multiple piles. I want you to tap into your intuition and trust your instincts as to which pile or piles to pick. Look with your third eye, not your actual eyes. So in front of you, we have 4 piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. We are using an assortment of tarot and oracle cards today. We are using the Animal Totem Tarot, the Enchanted Map Oracle, the Magick of You Oracle, the Starseed Oracle, and the Making Magic manifestation cards. So when you are ready, you can find the timestamps listed both in the description box as well as the top pinned comment. Before you skip to your time slot, I would ask that you please hit the subscribe button if you want to see more tarot videos, spirituality videos, and just overall witchy content. So let's get started. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 1. Let's start with your tarot cards. So we have the Strength card. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. So this March for you, for those of you who picked pile number 1, is going to be about reaching beyond what you typically might do. It is going to be about tapping into your strengths, both emotionally and physically, and pushing yourself a little bit harder this month. It's not to say that things are going to be difficult, but it is about pushing yourself, giving yourself just a little bit more motivation to get things done. If you can encourage yourself, if you can feel inspired, if you can feel motivated to really push forward this month, your efforts are going to be rewarded. Okay? So we have the 3 of Pentacles here. We have this giraffe just reaching for those pentacles. And I feel like that's what you need to do this month, is you need to just reach, just stretch that little bit further. It's not about overexerting yourself, but it's not about taking the easy route. Okay, it's about just pushing yourself just that little bit more, stretching that little bit more to be able to reach what it is that you truly desire. With the 9 of Cups here, this is upcoming transformation. We have the butterfly on top of these 9 cups. And with this being cups, this is really something that I'm sensing is going to be emotional. Whether this is emotional transformation or whether this is just going to be a very emotional month for you. Pushing yourself, you may find yourself being a little bit more emotional, but I'm sensing that in a positive way. It's not about pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion, but it's about listening to yourself and trusting that you can put in a little bit more. It's not about putting in like 500%, just an extra 5-10% here or there where you can, and that little bit extra effort will be rewarded. And again, rewarded with what I'm feeling is very emotional energy, but very positive emotional energy, happiness, gratification, feeling very proud of what you've accomplished. And with the Strength card, it's interesting, the imagery on this card, because we have the ox who is carrying the clutter of life behind them. In that you can see there's some furniture, there's maybe a rug, there's a basket, it looks like there's a garbage bag even, right? Like whatever is in this little brown bag. And this month, part of this transformation is going to be letting go of that baggage, having the strength to let go of that baggage of what you no longer need. So we have the card of coming apart. And sometimes as we push ourselves, as we go outside of our comfort zone, it can feel like things are coming apart. When a butterfly is transformed from a caterpillar, it's not an easy transition. I mean, the caterpillar literally turns to goo inside of the chrysalis to become the butterfly. Like it's pretty gross and hard, and transformation is not easy. Sometimes it feels like things are coming apart, but you need to trust yourself, trust your capabilities, trust in your strengths, and you will be rewarded. Okay? We have the card of Sacred Pool. So this is making sure that you're taking time for yourself throughout this month. So as you are working for whatever it is that you are wanting to accomplish, it is making sure that you're taking time for yourself. So as you're putting in this little bit of extra effort, make sure that you are not overexerting yourself. Make sure that you are not pushing yourself too far, that you are taking the time to actually listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and trust yourself. Treat yourself as if you are this sacred pool. Treat yourself as if you are the butterfly going through this transformation. You need to be gentle on yourself, but you still need to push forward. We have the card of Eunoia. Everything in perfect balance. Okay, interesting here, because we have the cups all stacked up, yet they are in perfect balance. We have these two figures here that look like they're coming apart, and yet they are in perfect balance. Even the horns on the ox in perfect balance with each other. And creating balance within your life will be different and unique for every person. And sometimes that balance can really challenge us. Sometimes we feel like things are getting out of balance, out of alignment, and are about to fall. And sometimes we have to push ourselves right to that edge where it feels like everything is going to come apart. And then miraculously things level out, work out, and become exactly as we desired, right? It's about seeking that balance. Another metaphor that just came to my head is that when you are driving on a slippery road and you lose control of the vehicle, or you start skidding, you steer in the direction that you want to go. You don't all of a sudden start turning the wheel in crazy directions and trying to outdrive the skid. You steer in the direction that you want to go. So even when things are coming apart, you steer in the direction that you want to go. We have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So again, I'm going to put it over here with the sacred pool. As things are challenging you, as things are pushing your boundaries, pushing your buttons, make sure to take time to surrender to the sweet things in life, the things that you enjoy, the things that bring you pleasure, make you happy, the things that you love to do. Make time for those things. It's not about always reaching and putting in effort and trying so hard. It's not about always doing that. Sometimes you need to let go and just enjoy life. And then you have the card of perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I feel like that's a very good card with the coming apart and also just enjoying life, you know. When things seem like they're coming apart, how can you get a perspective on the situation? How can you zoom out and see the bigger picture, see what is unfolding? If you looked just inside of the chrysalis of the butterfly, you'd be like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, this is so gross. How could anything beautiful come of this, right? But if you step back, you see the process for what it is, and you see the transformation, and you see the beautiful butterfly emerges at the end, then all of a sudden things make sense. Your last two cards are perseverance, the motivation to keep going despite the odds, and prosperity, a prosperous business with riches and successes. Okay, so if you can put in the effort this month, and I mean the effort both physically, mentally, and spiritually, if you can put in the effort, then you will be rewarded. But again, it's not about overexerting yourself and overworking yourself. It's about persevering through the hard times and giving that little bit extra when you can. Because when you can continue to focus on what it is that you want, but be able to see the bigger picture, be able to put everything into a perspective, then perseverance and prosperity lie ahead, right? Perseverance is what you need to put in this month, and prosperity is what you can expect. I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading. If you did and you want to see more, I do post weekly tarot readings as well as tarot journaling and other spirituality and witchy related content. If you would like, if that sounds interesting, please hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 2. Let's start with your tarot cards. So we have the 8 of Cups. And I have a snoring puppy outside my door, so I'm sorry if you can hear him. We have the 7 of Cups. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, so March 2021, what can we expect? First of all, with the 7 of Cups, this is about decisions. You have a whole bunch of decisions ahead of you this month. Some are positive, some may be negative, some may be neutral, some may be harder than others. With this 8 of Cups, this is really where I'm sensing things may be difficult, because we have a salmon swimming against the stream. She's going against the current. She's got to go up against the current, against the rapid, to get to her spawning grounds, to get to where she is creating the next generation. A next generation in this case potentially being ideas, potentially being a family, potentially being just creating your dreams. Okay, with the Page of Wands, it's almost like there's some new kind of passion that you might be reaching for or striving for this month, whether this is something you've just discovered or something that will be coming into your experience of this month. But I am sensing some kind of passion that you're going to have this new kind of youthful exuberance and excitement around. But with the 7 of Cups, it might be you needing to give up something in order for whatever you are excited about to work. You might have to give up something to go after this dream. And that's not necessarily a negative thing. It could be a very neutral thing. It could even be a positive thing. It could be a very positive change. It's not to say you need to dread this change. It's just be aware that things may be shifting, things may be changing, things may be letting go this month, okay? We do also have the full moon on the Eight of Cups, and the full moon really illuminates the dark places. You know, when it's a new moon and you can't see the moon at all, it's very dark outside. But when you have the full moon, it's amazing how much you can actually see when you are out in nature in the middle of the night. The full moon is also time for release because it is, you know, it's full, it's its peak energy, and then it starts to go away. It starts to fade, right? As the lunar phase shifts. So this, again, it's letting go. There's something that we're going to be coming into. This might even be into April, since for March we still have this full moon. It may be transitioning into this for April for you. But it's about the preparation and getting ready for this next phase. Okay. We have the card of wishing well. Okay. So making sure that you are focused on what it is that you want, focused on your wishes, on your manifestations, on your dreams. And, you know, make that wish. Set that intention for the coming month, for the coming year, for the coming cycle, however you like to work. Perhaps it's for the coming lunar phase. For a full moon, I would suggest maybe releasing what is no longer serving you in terms of progressing towards what it is that you're reaching for. But you know, it's up to you. If you want to set new intentions on the full moon because it is illuminating and you're able to see what it is that you want, then by all means go ahead. And then we have the card of Bone Collector. Okay. And this is a card about collecting knowledge, collecting wisdom, ancient wisdom, which may help with the Seven of Cups, with this decision. Again, you have all of these different options within these cups, and it's like, which are you going to choose? And sometimes you choose on intuition, sometimes you choose on emotion, sometimes you choose on intellect. Sometimes you have the opportunity and the ability to research these different options. And this could also be where letting go comes in, is as you find more information about certain things, you might slow down. Okay, as you research different options, different opportunities, as you learn more about these different things, you may decide that something isn't right for you. You may decide that that option, which you thought was good, is no longer suited to you because you've learned something else. Maybe it doesn't align with you energetically. Maybe it's just no longer in that wishing well. So it's about letting go of what you no longer need, kind of clearing out that manifestation. We don't need to ask the universe for everything. Really focus on what it is that you want moving forward. If you put too many things on your plate, then you may be overwhelmed. If you ordered too many packages, then when they all show up at once, it's how can you appreciate all those things, right? It's not saying you can't have everything in these cups. It's just maybe not right now. You have the card Orenda. Honor your mystical creative force. I feel that really speaks well with this Bone Collector. I feel like this woman here, she honors herself. She knows who she is. She trusts herself. And whether you are a man or a woman or however you identify, I feel like this is embodying feminine energy. And we all have feminine energy within us. Feminine energy is very emotional energy, which really makes sense because we also have the 7 and the 8 of Cups. And then 7 and 8, that's progression, that's moving forward. So, and we also have the clock here, representing time. So as we move forward, make sure to honor yourself. your mystical, creative force. Honor the fact that you are a creator. Honor the fact that you are capable of manifesting your dream life. Whether you believe in, like the law of attraction or not, to a certain extent, we are all manifestors because we dream of something and we take the action to do it, and therefore we are creating our reality, right? I know that different people have different perspectives on the law of attraction and on manifestation and on being a creator, but ultimately what it comes down to is honoring yourself and knowing what you are capable of. Okay. Your next card is Effervescence. Cultivate love. Self-love, self-esteem, honoring this creative force. How can you cultivate love in your life? We have the weight of the world. Boundaries, let go. It's not yours to carry. Like I was saying earlier with letting go. Perhaps whatever this salmon is fighting against, whatever you are metaphorically fighting against, is not yours. It could be an ancestral trauma, an ancestral burden that you carry with you, and it's not yours. You can let go. Letting go is hard, but you are capable. And then we have the card of Star Ancestors, Hidden Secrets, Lost Wisdom. Look a little deeper. So speaking of ancestral trauma, we have to remember that not only do our ancestors hand down trauma in some cases, but they also hand down knowledge and wisdom and the experiences of your ancestors live on through you. Something to think about is that when your grandmother was pregnant with your mom, the egg that became you existed within her ovaries. So you existed within your grandmother. You were at one point all one together. And we often overlook that ancestral and specifically maternal knowledge that we hold within all of us. So perhaps another part of the journey and for letting go is to tap into those ancestors, tap into those hidden secrets, and see the knowledge that lies within you. Your last two cards are the Festival. Creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. Mystic Star, harmony in the home and great friendships. I feel like this Festival card is you celebrating. It's celebrating your life, celebrating your ancestors, your abilities, your mystical creative force. It's celebrating you. And with the Mystic Star, it's when you can connect with this energy. That is when this harmony of home and harmony of friendships and harmony of self will truly begin to make sense for you. Okay? So that is your message if you picked pile number 2 for this March 2021 Pick a Card Tarot and Oracle reading. If you enjoyed it and you enjoy tarot readings, tarot journaling, spirituality, and witchy kind of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked up pile number 3. We're going to start with your tarot cards. So we have the 3 of Wands, We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. We have the Sun. I feel like the most important message so far for you for March 2021 is be yourself. With the Ace of Pentacles here, we have this dung beetle. And while from the outside perspective, there might be some things that you might not want to be associated with, like a dung beetle, but that dung beetle does such an important job. It serves such an important purpose within its environment, and it doesn't give a shit what other people think of it, right? It knows what it needs to do to survive, to nurture its young, to nourish its young. And because of this, it helps to clean up its habitat, clean up its environment. And it does all of this blind, in a way. They push this ball in front of them and they can't see where they're going. They trust their instincts. They trust their senses to be able to go after what they need and to be able to make it home, right? And next to that we have the High Priestess, another animal that really relies on its senses, the spider. A spider will spin its web and literally just put its not its hands, but whatever they're called, its little feet on certain strands of its web to pick up vibration and trust the vibration that it feels, and knows when it has caught its prey in its web, knows when the web has been damaged or when something perhaps too big has come through its web, right? We have the lemur here, sitting out in the sun, just enjoying life, soaking up those rays, soaking up that energy and grounding itself on that grassland. And we have the Three of Wands with the woodpecker, overlooking the opportunities of abundance out in the world, but also just trusting that it has what it needs. So as we move forward into March of 2021, it's about connecting with yourself, connecting with your intuition, and trusting yourself. This may be a good time to really focus on you, on self-love, on self-care, no matter how overused that phrase may be. Self-care is not about going out and getting a manicure, having a spa day, or, self-care could be ordering yourself pizza and sitting in front of the TV and just existing in that state because that is what you need. Self-care could be getting on your computer and playing your favorite game. It could be cuddling up with a good book and a hot cup of tea or coffee, Self-care is what makes you feel good deep down inside. It's like this lemur here. How does that lemur feel just sitting in that sun, just basking in the warmth of that sun? And what makes you feel like that? We have the card of Field of Dreams. I feel like that's where that lemur is, out in his field of dreams. Where's your field of dreams? How can you reach it? Ooh, interesting. And then we have, alternatively, the storm fields. So how can you transition from seeing existence as storm fields to fields of dreams? How can you mitigate your journey especially if you're feeling like you're blind to the outcome. Like you can't see what is ahead of you. Perhaps you're even going in the wrong direction and everything is feeling very turbulent. It's those storm fields. So what can you do? What choices can you make to change your perspective on life? Because that's what everything is. It's not about changing direction. It's not about changing what you're doing. It's about changing your perception and your perspective on the situation at hand. You can't just quit being you. You will always be you. So how can you be in alignment with who you are? We have the card of detox. Cleanse and restore yourself. Yeah, this March is really going to be about taking time for you, taking time to honor yourself, honor who you are, where you want to go, where you've been, and not degrading yourself with this dung beetle. I feel like so many of you, your worst critic is yourself. You're comparing yourself to others who you wish you were, but you're not. Flat out, you're not them. You're you, right? And you is all that you will ever be. And you are awesome. You are amazing. You are worthy. So how can you work on seeing your life as a field of dreams versus these storm fields? And I feel like this March is going to be a perfect opportunity for you to focus on this and to evolve and move forward to these fields of dreams. Okay? You have the card of I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. The person you need to say sorry to is yourself. This isn't about apologizing to other people. It's not about escaping what has happened. It's about being honest with yourself and telling yourself that you're sorry for what has happened, but it does not define you. It does not need to define you moving forward. And then we have the card, Breath of the Cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Take a deep breath. Breathe in the cosmos. Breathe in the capabilities and abundance and vastness of the universe. Sometimes when we try to control everything, when we are micromanaging the universe, when we try and control everything, we in turn control nothing because we have overexerted ourselves, we have overextended ourselves, and we've just put way too much on our plate. Everything seems to come crashing down because we've just done too much. Tackle what is feasible. Tackle what you know you are capable of doing, right? This dung beetle doesn't take more than what he is capable of moving. And then your last two cards are Happy Love, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends, and Felix Felicitas, power symbol to create lucky, serendipitous events. With the Felix Felicitas card, this may be about working with sigils, maybe about finding a symbol or some kind of something. Could be even a physical object that reminds you of where you want to go, reminds you of this energy. And whenever you're feeling down, whenever you're feeling in this kind of energy, look to that symbol, look to that object, and remember why you want to go down this path, why you're heading in that direction, okay? And with Happy Love, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends, you need to find that within yourself to begin this next phase of your journey. You need to see yourself as worthy and as a stable partner and as a good friend, find that joy within you. Okay? So that is your message for this March 2021 Tarot and Oracle Pick a Card. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, I post all sorts of tarot readings, tarot journaling, and other spirituality and witchy related content. If that sounds appealing to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye. Hello to all of you who picked pile number 4 for this March 2021 Pick a Card Tarot and Oracle reading. I'm going to start with your tarot. So we have the World, we have the Moon, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Let's put that right in the middle. It's interesting, we have the decision here between the World. It's interesting, we have the decision here between the World and the Moon. The decision of the earthly realm and the spiritual realm. The decision of where do you fit in? And honestly, it's not really a decision to make. For you exist within this earthly realm as your temporary human experience, but you also exist outside. You know, as much as we are a part of this earth, we can see the universe, we can see the moon, we can see the stars. We can see, you know, with powerful telescopes, the outer reaches of our current scientific capabilities. And when you look at the vastness of space, you realize how small we truly are. And yet, we sit here living this temporary human experience and feeling like the tiniest decision is going to have the largest impact on our lives. You know, have you ever just hum and hawed over the simplest little decisions, like what are you going to eat for dinner tonight? It matters in the moment and it matters while you're eating it, but will it matter tomorrow? Will it matter in a month? In a year from now, will you remember the day that you chose to have spaghetti instead of soup? Right? It seems trivial to look back on decisions like that, but in the moment, it seems so important, right? So I feel like this month is going to be really about kind of getting a grasp on you as a larger spiritual being. This month is going to be about moving forward, awakening, even for some, leveling up spiritually. No matter what level you start at, we all start at different spaces because our souls come to this place in different capacities and different desires and for different reasons, right? But I feel like this month is really going to start a transformation of connecting this earthly realm with something bigger. Let's see. We have the card, Ride the Wave. Go with the flow. It's another way you could say that. Trust the process. Then we have the card of Balancing Act. Again, the Balancing Act here, we have the 1-1, the 11. For this balancing act in this boat, this ship is on a bubble, on a tightrope. This person's holding it. There's lots of imagery of water here, right? We've got water on all of these cards. We have the Two Pentacles. Which is this bird going to pick? Can they pick both? Are they strong enough? Are they capable to take both pentacles with them? Do they even need both? Perhaps they leave them. Perhaps we see this bird as coming to pick those pentacles, but perhaps what we can't see is that there's something over here that bird is going to choose. And we just assume that it's going to pick between those two pentacles. It's the assumptions of kind of logical, rational mind. But there are moments in this life where logic and rationalizing and the intellect really have no place. There's things that happen in our experience that is just like, there's no way to define, there's no way to reason as to why things happen, right? I feel like this month you're going to be opening up more to the idea that things don't have to be logical, things don't have to always make sense, things don't have to come in a linear fashion. You know, sometimes you think when you're manifesting things, right, you go, okay, first this is going to happen, and then this will happen, and then that will happen, right? Let's see, practical example of, say, applying for a job or getting a new job. First, you hear about a job opportunity, then you bring in your resume, and then you go for an interview, and then you find out if you get the job or not. But perhaps you just happen to be at the right place at the right time. You just happen to stumble upon the owner of a business, chatting, sharing information, and they offer you a job. Like, have you ever considered working for whatever industry and coming to work for me? It totally doesn't make rational sense because you've been taught your entire life that no, how you get a job is you look for hours online, then you apply, then you have to go for an interview or a series of interviews, and then you get the job. You don't just get offered a job, but you can. It's not impossible. It can happen. But sometimes we limit what we believe is sometimes we limit what we believe we are capable of because we don't trust the process. We trust what we assume the process is, but we don't trust the universe. We don't trust it to just happen. We don't go with the flow, right? But now again, it is this balancing act, right? Can't forget about this. We are still humans. We are still living a human experience. Things will still happen. Sometimes we don't get the job. But just because we didn't get that job doesn't mean the job we're destined for is not coming. It doesn't mean that the job that we truly desire isn't coming. It simply means that in this moment, it wasn't right for us. We have to balance our emotions, balance our actions, balance our expectations while going with the flow, while riding this wave and trusting the experience of our life. We have the card of Oblivion. Open your arms. Be willing to accept what the universe is giving to you. If you don't accept the messenger, then they can't deliver what they're bringing you. We have the card of Star Family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in support. It's kind of connecting that earthly and spiritual realm. You know when you meet someone and it just feels like you've known them for ages? You just have that connection on a deeper level. That's that Star Family. That's your souls have known each other for longer than they have in this earthly plane. And sometimes those are some of the greatest connections we can have because they just understand us on a deeper level. So when you're feeling like you're having a hard time opening your arms, reach out to that soul family, reach out to those people who you have that deep connection with, and have them help you as you move throughout this experience. And then your last two cards are Earth. Ask the element of Earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. And then the Tree of Life, the wisdom of making good choices in life. So we have the earth and the earth. Well, it's the world, but, you know, very similar. And it is about experience, being here on earth. Yes, we are leveling up spiritually, we are awakening, we are growing, we are developing on this level that is outside of the human conscious. But ultimately we are still here living this temporary human experience, and we need to be a part of this experience. We need to be a part of this world. We need to ground ourselves in the reality of earth and of being human. We need to root ourselves here on this planet and use the wisdom not only of our higher selves, but also the wisdom of the earth itself to move forward and to grow and to develop. And I feel like this March, especially with the spring coming for many of us, it's a time to blossom into a new version of yourself, both on a spiritual level and in this earthly realm. I hope you enjoyed this tarot and oracle reading for the month of March 2021. If you did, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. I post all sorts of tarot readings, tarot journaling, and other spirituality and witchy related content. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.